life, you get two types of bike riders. You get the guy that enjoys jumping on his bike and does 300 kilometers to enjoy the best fish and chips. Or you get guys that ride on their bike to go see something special. I'm a bit of both. I take the long way around, but I like to see the interesting things. However, often in our quest for these adventures, we tend to forget about the little gems that are close by. Speaking about gems, situated about 60 kilometers northeast of Johannesburg is the small mining town of Cullinan. It's been operating since the late 1800s. In 1905, during a routine safety inspection, in the roof of the number 2 shaft, the biggest jewel diamond ever in history was discovered. On the day that the diamond was discovered, it was denied that diamonds that size existed, and was thrown out the window, where the mine CEO at the time, certain majesty, went outside and picked it up and put it in his pocket. And that afternoon went to the local pub, where people had a look at it and could play with it. It was put up for sale in London in 1905, but was never sold until 1907, when the then Transvaal colony bought it, who then donated it to King Edward, who was the British reign over the colony at the time. The diamond was sent to Antwerp to be cut and polished, where it was studied for months before it was actually cut. On the first attempt it broke the blade, whereafter they studied it for another 4 months to determine the perfect way of maximizing the diamond size. Incidentally, uncut, the diamond weighed 3,623 carats. It was named after the owner of the mine, Sir Thomas Cullinan, and became known as Cullinan 1. So over there you see the current road into town, but this used to be the original road. However, as the open cast mine became bigger and bigger, the road later became too dangerous to use. After being cut and polished, it produced the Cullinan 1 through to 9 diamonds, which are still today part of the King's Crown jewels. Here we go. You can see where the open cast hole is moved across to which was the original road. And there you have it, the entrance to the Cullinan mine. Well, if this seems weird to you, I think so too. But there's the reason. Well, not quite as pretty as the old fort, but I guess it served its purpose at one stage. A little underground loco. And a crane. Some of the original headgear. So, this is Oak Street with a whole bunch of restaurants and shops all along the side. Unfortunately, it's still a bit early, so they're not open yet. I'll find breakfast somewhere else. But there's the entrance to the mine, which is still being mined today. This is the Majesty House Museum. This house originally was lived in by the mine captain at the time, but his family, wife and sister, I think, stayed here until their death early in the 1980s, 90s, after which it became a museum. the original Cullinan Hotel, today called the Cullinan Premier Hotel or Premier Cullinan Hotel. This used to be where miners would come and spend their coupons issued by the mining company. Today called Cullinan Junction. This used to be the old railway station, bringing miners in and diamonds out. So although this is an open cast mine, it does actually have shafts as well. So if you look at this hole, it used to end there before that part caved in and took the road with it. Original corrugated iron house from the early 1900s, still being lived in today. The South African government has recently requested King Charles to return the Cullinan diamonds, but as of yet there's been no response. Can't say I blame them.